Good morning, brothers and sisters globally. Welcome to Morning Motivational Quotes for Happiness. We are reading Interfaith World Scriptures. Please join this Billion Happy Life subscribers marathon and get really true happiness uniting mind and body daily. Every morning we reading World Scriptures. So let's read the next chapter, the duality of spirit and matter. Know that Prakriti, nature, energy, and Purusha, spirit, are both without beginning, and that from Prakriti came the gunas, quality of the phenomenal world. And all the change, Prakriti is the agent, cause and effect of every action, but is Purusha that seems to experience pleasure and pain. Purusha resting in Prakriti witnesses the play of the gunas born of Prakriti, but attachment to the gunas leads a person to be born for good or evil. Within the body, the supreme Purusha is called the witness, approver, supporter, and joy, the supreme Lord. The highest self, whatever exists, Arjuna, animate or inanimate, is born through the union of field and its knower. Bhagavad Gita 13, 19, 22, 26, Hinduism. By a marvelous mating, he brings the spiritual nature into union with one that is material and make the soul and body active and passive principles, respectively, of a single human whole. This separation of God, so marvelous and mysterious, he performs not only in the case of man, who is a rational animal and the highest and noblest of all animals on earth, but also in the case of the tiniest insect. And no one can reflect on this marvel without a sense of astonishment and some expression of admiration for the Creator. Saint Augustine, City of God, 22, 27, 24, Christianity. Our body is just a shell. Inside and outside, there is nothing but the energy of heaven and earth and yin and yang. Qin Shi Confucianism. And next, let's read the teaching of Second Coming Messiah Sun Myung Moon. The human body consists of 40 trillion cells. They are connected by the body's circular system that is constantly in motion, with blood circulating through arteries and veins. At the same time, electrical energy circulates up and down through the nervous system. In some, the body contains dual system of circulation, one visible, another invisible. There is another pair of dual characteristics and reciprocal relationship which are even more fundamental to existence than the dual characteristic of yang and yin. Every entity possesses both an outer form and an inner quality. The visible outer form resembles the invisible inner quality. The inner quality, though invisible, possesses a certain structure that manifests visibility in the particular outer form. Let us take human being as an example. A human being is composed of an outer form, the body, and an inner quality, the mind. The body is a visible reflection of the invisible mind, because the mind possesses a certain structure. The body that reflects it also takes an particular appearance. This is the idea behind the person, character, and destiny being perceived through examining his outward appearance by such methods as physiognomy or palm reading. Here, mind is the internal nature, sansan, and the body is the external form, hyonsan. Mind and body are two correlative aspects of a human being. Hence, the body may be understood as a second mind. Together, they constitute the dual characteristic of human beings. Similarly, all beings exist through the reciprocal relationship between their dual characteristic of inner nature and external form. The body resembles the mind and moves according to its command in such a way as to sustain life and pursue the mind purpose. Mind and body thus have a mutual relationship of internal and external cause and result, subject partner, object partner, vertical and horizontal. Similarly, all created beings, regardless of their level of complexity, possess an intangible internal nature which correspond to the human mind and the tangible external form which correspond to the human body, with each being the eternal nature which is causal and subject commands the external form. This relationship allows individual beings to exist and function purposefully as the creation of God. This created world in which we live has two axes, a visible axis and invisible axis. They form a dual structure. The object partner revolves around its subject partner, but the subject partner also revolves. An example is the body and mind of a human beings engaging in give and take actions. All beings exist according to this principle. Fallen humans in the world must correct their axis in order to be restored. The correct human structure has the mind at the center of the body and the spirit dwelling in the center of the mind. The body revolves around the mind and moves in accordance with the mind's commands. If his mind says, go to the east, the body heads east. And if his mind says, go to the west, his body heads west. His body cannot make a move by itself. And now let's read from my book, God's Global Trends, God and Religion. So what about so-called holy wars? For sure there is no God where is a fighting. God's nowhere. If we analyze the history, we could make a conclusion that not only major religions but all faiths soon should start to work together to unite people about God and His tireless work behind history. Different faiths supposed to work unwarily to shortly complete the process of bringing humankind to its highest level of development, building the kingdom of heaven. Since researchers show that 70% of world religions teach are the same, interreligious cooperation for global peace is inevitable. As we see in any modern city, there are many different faiths and churches worshiping sometimes even the same street. The more religious freedom a city has, the more harmonious and prosperous it becomes. Historically, people living in their life situation of sin, disbelief, and confusion have earned for love, happiness, and peace that are true and eternal. People are making every effort to overcome the temptation of their evil desires and follow their good desire in order to find true happiness with which their original mind can rejoice. God is not a sectarian, and religions should liberate themselves from theological conflict, which result from blind attachment to the doctrines and rituals. Religions need to focus on a living communication with God to purify the religious atmosphere into one in which believers can have living faith and every soul can communicate with God. True religion should not follow the trends of the secular world, but centering on God's will should enlighten the world and lead the people to God, even in the face of opposition and persecution, seeking harmony toward perfection. Yes, this is, brothers and sisters, a very interesting world scriptures about mind and body, and most important, this is mind and body unity and harmony, because sometimes uh, we think about some things but do something completely opposite. For example, like argue, we see it a lot in our world, and other these things that people don't need it but do it. So please analyze your thoughts today and see what thoughts are good and what are not, and what will bring to prosperity and what would uh, go to failure. And this is very important message today. Please share this message with all your friends, to billions, and like it, subscribe, and contact me for cooperation. See you tomorrow. All the best, and don't forget to make morning exercise. Stay happy, healthy in this difficult time.